What up? What it do, man? It's Big Ram, the blue collar bro, man. Man, YouTube cracking down, man. Cracking down and cleaning up the space, man. As they should. As they should. And it's overdue. It's overdue, man. And man, I'll be the one to tell you I told you so. Like I started 2 years ago telling guys about the content they was putting out. 2 years ago, I was telling y'all was wearing y'all welcome out in Colombia. 2 years ago, I was telling y'all Brazil, like on the feminism kick, you need to leave Brazil because, you know, a lot of these places are becoming anti-American because American tourists are wearing their welcomes out. Because instead of just visiting and giving it a break and coming back in a few months and visit again, y'all go to a place and like a place, and then all of a sudden you want to live there. You know what I mean? But we talk about immigration over here. A lot of y'all ain't really taking the proper channels either. That's why we done had that mass exodus in Thailand. You know, a lot of guys had to get on down because, you know, that tourist visa was up. They ain't want to spend that money for the real deal, for the permanent shit. You don't want to become a permanent resident. You want to lay around there and hang out and blow up the spot on a tourist visa. And man, it's just in between the way guys are traveling and behaving and the political climate. Man, it's gonna be hard to travel this year. I haven't planned my first trip out yet because every week something different happened. You know, like we went and got Maduro. You know, the threats to Cuba, which Cuba is my favorite place to visit. Threats to Cuba, which I'm a Republican. I understand the regime, and believe it or not, long term, I ain't gonna get into all that. But you know, it's like a lot of things going on right now, bro, is affecting the places we could go. Like I had just started at the end of the year. I had started a couple months before the end, in November. I started my Central American tour by going to Honduras. You know, and that's one of the places I kind of want to return to this year, which we don't have. We in good standing with Honduras. Honduras in good standing with us. You know, so, but some of my travels might become a little different, man. You might see a Portugal in there or a Vietnam or a Bangkok, Thailand. You might see something like that. You know, you never know. It all depends, bro. It all depends. But yeah, some of these nuisance channels, man, you know, promoting the wrong things, they out of here, man. They are out of here, man. And I think, man, just getting off the travel a little bit and just we gonna loop it all in together. Y'all hold on and bear with me for a second. The whole thing with Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb, and not just them two, but you know, all these political talking heads and you know, guys just talking on the internet, period, bro. I think it's time for the world to make the things that people say have consequences again. Let's make consequences to our words great again. And what do I mean by that? What you mean, blue collar, by making consequences to your words great again? I was raised under something called the old law. Now, I ain't no hardcore gangster or nothing like that, bro. I'm a blue collar, believe in, tightening up my bootstraps and putting the work in. But what I mean by I came up different, I came up under something we call the old law. In the old law, if you let something come out your mouth, you got to be willing to unalive or be unalive behind what you say, because it's so much power in words, and words bring truth to light. You know what I'm saying? And your word is your bond. You know what I mean? Look at people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They were willing to die behind what they were saying. I see a lot of guys on the internet, all colors, white, black, whatever, and everything in between, on the internet saying stuff they ain't willing to die behind, or kill behind, So I think we need to make consequences to our words great again. Because what you say, if you ain't willing to lay it all on the line behind what you say, 9 times out of 10, you probably shouldn't be saying it. And man, I'm not political on my YouTube channel. That's an area I really don't like to dance around in. I like to kind of stay positive. But, like I say, I'm a Republican, man. I'm not a far right wing Republican. I'm conservative. I believe you eat what you kill. And I believe the strong survive. So I don't have no problems with the things the regime been doing. I think probably one of the better presidential jobs I've seen in my lifetime. Probably the best, ain't no doubt about it. It ain't even close. I was born in 81. So, that's Reagan, tail end of Carter, Reagan, Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, Obama, Mr. Trump, President Trump, Biden, and we back at Trump again. And the worst job got to be in between Obama and Biden. Got to be the worst. Biden got to be the worst. I ain't gonna cause Biden opened the floodgates and let everybody and their mama in here when they so-called call themselves trying to replace foundational Black Americans. But anywho, yeah, man, these dirty channels, bro. Like, man, I've been saying it 2 years ago, man. You go back through my material, bro. I warned y'all, bro. I warned y'all. Warned y'all about taking away people who have less than you dignity on camera. I warned you, bro. Chickens are coming home to roost. And it is what it is now, man. You got to deal with the fallout. But you all brought this on yourselves, though. You brought this on yourselves. Smash that like button, man. Share, subscribe to the channel. Share the video. If you want to donate to the channel. Link to the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal will be in the description. Follow me on Instagram at BigRam225. Man, ain't much more I can say, man. You know, be careful out there in these streets, man. I told you, man, YouTube should be a hobby, not a job. Been saying that for 2 years. So if you depend on YouTube for your money, man, you're going to be in bad shape. I'm out, man. Peace.